open wide, shades the truth on this impartial ride. A long time ago we started stumbling, feels like this country's crumbling, the government is fumbling, a Congress that is bumbling. Both sides are always arguing, they all could use some humbling, and stop the world from tumbling, rebuild the trust is plummeting. If ideas would start bubbling, our efforts could be doubling, and chaos would start slumbering, and people resume huddling, and talk about the trouble and concerns we're always juggling, cooperate while snuggling, and quit the useless struggling.
Hey, buddy. How are you?
Hello, sir.
Hey, everybody else. How are you?
I think they're good, too.
Are they?
Let's hope so.
I sure hope so. How can this music not make them feel good?
This is a pretty mellow beat. I'm really liking it.
I just want to talk about stories of, like, people sitting on their couch, like, doing nothing. Chilling. But instead, I'll tell you a story about a woman on a dating app. Trey?
Uh-oh.
Have you thought maybe perhaps if the time was right that you would ever go on a dating app again?
God, I hope not.
You think you're done with that?
That's a beating.
Nothing crazy ever happened to you on those adventures, did they?
At all.
Only a few people have been privy to those stories. But you might change your tune here once you hear about this.
Oh yeah,
this investment.
Investment huh?
that I'm seeing here. The name on the profile is Indigo.
Well, of course.
She's 43.
Okay, a little old for me.
She is a. I had to look up her like the entire profile because I didn't understand any of the words.
I wonder if her real name is Indigo.
I'm gonna say no.
No,
it's probably like Mary.
Mary Smith.
Yes, she says, "I am a partnered," which I'm assuming means she has
like another person.
Agender person. You know what agender is?
Agender, like one or the other genders.
Well, apparently, if you're agender, you're a person who has an internal sense of being neither male nor female.
Huh?
Nor some combination of both. Basically, you're genderless or neutral. Okay.
What?
Yes.
Who's the giver and who's the receiver?
Well, let me continue with her profile.
Okay.
Maybe she'll explain.
Maybe we'll answer that.
So, a partnered agender person who is looking to engage in ENM. Do you know what ENM means?
I actually do.
You do.
Ethically non-monogamous?
Ethical non-monogamy.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean that's just a different way to say it.
Probably the right way to say it.
I'm impressed because I didn't know that. Consensual non-monogamy. It's both parties are aware of the situation.
Gotcha.
Okay. She wants to engage in ENM with another AFAB person. An AFAB.
An AFAB?
An AFAB. Assigned female at birth. So she wants another woman. Is basically what she's saying. AFAB people may or may not identify as female, some or all of the time. So they get to choose.
Depends on what day it is.
Today I'm not. Basically it means that their body doesn't connect to what we know as womanhood. So I guess they don't feel essential. I don't know what that means. Anyway,
I guess I don't understand the body not connecting. I can understand the mindset not connecting, but what does that mean with the body not connecting? Am I missing something?
Just telling you what I've looked up. I'm not a woman or an AFAB.
An AFAB.
Or a.
Do you not have some days where you just want to, or that you feel like a woman, or no?
That would be an AFAB, I think.
So that would be an AFAB.
No, I don't know. I don't think that either of us qualify, Trey. Moving on.
Okay.
I have a male partner, she says. I guess I'm going to call her she because AFAB is female at birth. Is that fair?
Okay.
A male partner who won't be involved in whatever I get myself into here.
Oh.
She's getting a little
frisky there.
I am demisexual, or is it demi? Demisexual.
Like Demi Moore.
Which means sexually attracted to someone only after a close emotional bond with them.
Huh.
So no sex before that bond.
What about like a reach around or any kind of nipple play?
I think I don't know about nipple play, but I think a reach around may qualify as something of sex.
Sexual.
You may need a little bit of a bond. It's like a chart. It's like a diagram. the closer you get, the more contact you get.
Okay.
But anyway, that's demisexual. And she's demisexual and pan-romantic.
Panoramic?
Pan-romantic,
Oh.
which is, this is the second page, by the way.
Damn.
Attracted to person regardless of gender. So any gender can identify as pan-romantic. So basically, it seems like a summation of what we just said with everything else. So let me read it now fully, now that we know what the words are.
I'm still trying to figure out, is she looking for a man or a woman?
She doesn't want a man. She already has a male partner.
But she wants a woman that doesn't identify as a woman sometimes?
Exactly.
Okay.
I mean,
Holy
is
shit.
it really taking you this long to understand?
I would have already swiped left on this one anyway.
Are you sure you would have taken the time? And by the way, there's something going on. There's like some sort of rash
Oh, shit.
or bumps, disease or leper or something going on, and I don't know what that is. So she needs to get some cream or some ointment before she goes on that first date.
That would be nice.
But let me read it real quick. I'm a partnered agender person who is looking to engage in E&M with another AFAB person. I have a male partner who won't be involved in whatever I get myself into here. I'm a demisexual and pan-romantic, but not open to another male partner at this time.
Good God.
Okay, so we're going to move on.
I thought finding a woman was hard, but fuck, how does she find anybody?
Just putting one of those things, I'd be like, no. But there were 5 things I had to look up in this quote-unquote profile.
That's a beating right there.
So, Indigo, good luck to you. I don't know. Can you imagine somebody with almost the exact same profile like we were meant to be?
I would love to see which person actually matches up. I think I would probably swipe right just
to see.
Just for the fuck of it.
What if you imagine?
I don't understand anything you said, but...
Please send me that conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just get away from. I had to tell you about her.
That was interesting.
I'm gonna call her her
Ish.
Her-ish. There, I think that's what we do. Her-ish. Okay, guess what? We are continuing to be in contact with the lovely organization of PETA.
Miss Nikki still?
Miss Nikki is still communicating with us, and we continue to do stupid stories about animals.
I don't think they're stupid.
Well, this last one that I think caught our attention was an actual case by PETA towards merry-go-rounds.
Merry-go-rounds, yep.
They feel that children shouldn't cuddle with animals and go in a circle.
Exactly. I understand.
It's bad.
Go after him, Nikki.
But I will tell you what she said in response, which is the real PETA view. She said, "Hey, Ryan and Trey, we caught your questions for us. We're happy to answer them. PETA is opposed to elephant rides. We mentioned one of the animals on the merry-go-round was an elephant. The only way to force elephants to obey commands is by beating them into submission with bull hooks, weapons that resemble a fireplace poker with a sharp hook on the end.
Damn.
I wonder why only those. And those that used for rides are typically kept chained and denied everything that's natural and important to them. Well, if that's true, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I'm with her.
I don't understand why they have to keep them up chained and stuff like that just to get them to do the rides, though. I don't understand that.
Maybe they'll get the hell out of there.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
They'll
I don't
fight
know.
back or something.
I don't know.
Revolt.
But why that hook thing? Why not something else that's just as sharp?
Yeah.
I mean, not to be. I'm just.
Not to give them options.
It seems very specific.
Yeah.
But if that's happening, I'm not for that. I asked her what PETA's mission was, and they said animals are not ours to experiment on, eat, wear, use for entertainment, or abuse in any other way. While our request that Chance Rides, which is the amusement park company, stop manufacturing animal-themed carousels, may seem like a blip on the animal rights radar. Our point is that changing the way people treat animals starts by changing the way people think about animals. Updating archaic carousel designs would be a significant step toward getting the bits out of the real animal mouth and the humans off their backs and achieving a more respectful world for all. And then she gave me a really weird video of what happens to camels, and I turned it off, and I was like, I trust you. I don't need to see this. So camel rides camels are treated poorly.
I'm curious what made them go to
there
this
you go.
particular amusement park, because I mean, there's amusement parks everywhere.
I think it's just like the largest one. that manufactures these, and it just
okay.
happens to be in Kansas. It's not like it's
Gotcha.
only Kansas. They send them everywhere. But I, Trey and I laughed about it because I don't know. I mean, again, I don't want the treatment of these animals to be like this, but can't you explain to a kid as they get older, all right, this is just a ride?
I would think so, because I can't ever remember when I was a kid riding those rides and think, oh, now I want to ride an elephant or a lion, or
and beat them with and
beat them with
the hook.
hookers and
yeah. And so it becomes, and I get it. It all starts at the beginning with the mindset, but I just can't think that that's.
Although when we were young, we were watching some crazy cartoons that probably would be frowned upon today too. So
yeah. No, it's true. But again, so I read. So what I'm going to do, and I've told Nikki this before, is I'll read her email. I'll give the facts. I won't skew anything that they say there. But occasionally we're probably going to chuckle at some things, and that's the way it goes. And I think they're used to that. We're definitely used to people chuckling at us for.
And I guess I would think they would have
reasons.
Bigger fights out there than animal rides. I don't know, but.
Well, and they do. I think that was just the story we did because it was.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
It had just happened. I mean, they have monkeys that are taking selfies. They have.
Very important. Yeah.
They've got to get control of those wiener dogs that keep attacking people.
So let me ask this: how do we not know if PETA is training these monkeys to steal cameras to take selfies so that they have a way to sue innocent people with that don't keep track of their phones or cameras?
We don't know, Trey.
That might be something we need.
We might need to ask the PETA. Fortunately, I think we're going to try and keep collaborating with them as we move forward, and I think that's a good deal because I think you and I are on the same page with this. I mean, I told Nikki straight up. I won't say the name of the company, but I kind of did one of those. Well, I'm not going to eat there anymore because the owner showed pictures of him trophy hunting.
Oh,
and I'm not. I'm not for that. I don't need to see pictures of lions. Come on, giraffes really? Are those? Yeah. Is that challenging? That giraffe goes like 5 miles an hour and like kind of can't even.
Goes 5 miles an hour.
Well, I don't know. I mean, they just.
I like the fact you're trying to motion.
To the neck. Well, their necks are like 15 feet tall, and they can't move fast at all. And it's like, okay, you have. I mean, I don't know. I just don't think there's anything in trophy hunting. Like, what's so special about it? And these animals are gorgeous, and unless it's self-defense, if you're.
Or overpopulation, or not? Is that what is considered overpopulation?
That's something that she said that was false. That was a false.
Really?
Yeah, because I brought that up when it came to deer hunting. So we'll ask. We'll go further in with them because that's another one that people say. Well, there's population control when hunters go hunting, but that not for trophy hunting.
Right.
We don't have a rhinoceros population issue.
Like pigs and stuff like that, maybe.
Yeah, like wild hogs. And that's what they said is that when you hunt, people end up killing other things like rabbits and anything they see. Oh, we haven't seen a deer, but there's a
bunny?
something, let's just shoot it.
Gotcha.
And there are people with that mindset. And I'm not one of them. So maybe that's why we're in here with PETA. And
I wonder how many animals are killed based on guys that just are horrible shots.
It's true. Just accidentally.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I won't tell this story. My sister would laugh if I did, but as a child, my dad would tell me after school to come home and shoot the squirrels because they were dropping they were dropping acorns in the pool, which would stain them.
Well, of course, yeah.
And you can't have a stained pool.
No.
So let's kill the squirrels.
Kill the squirrels. Yeah.
And so there was a pellet gun, and I would shoot, and then I was mad because I couldn't hit one, and he was going to be disappointed. And this little squawking bird was in the tree, and he was looking at me, and I swear he was laughing. He was like chirping at me, and I didn't even aim. I just held the gun up and shot it, and it got the bird was like 3 inches tall.
Nikki's not going to
I know,
like this.
I know. I'm sorry, but and then I was like 11. I cried over the bird. I think I dug.
I've never heard this story.
I think I dug him a grave.
This is greatness.
And then my sister, she was like, she came out and like, what's wrong? And steps on him, and I'm like, anyway, the point is that I've never felt comfortable.
Stop crying like a little bitch.
Yeah, I've never felt comfortable with harming animals.
Yeah.
So PETA, you're at least in the right spot in that regard. But speaking of PETA, quick story, and I don't know if they can help us with this. I don't know if anybody can help us with this. You might. This little 3-year-old dude got. And this was in 2019, but somehow it got brought up again. We don't. We don't know why.
We're all up
Who
about
cares?
current issues.
I thought it was like yesterday, and I look at the date. Nope, 2019. This 3-year-old in North Carolina was gone for 3 days.
Oh, shit.
And it was freezing. Like at nighttime, it would get below freezing. When they finally found him and they waded through like this swampy kind of water to get to him, he's on the other side crying. He said that there was a friend that kept him warm at night.
Oh.
And that it was...
Was it the weird uncle?
That did sound really bad. There was a friend. He said to call him my friend. Okay, I should have said the other part first.
Did somebody give him a teddy bear and say, point where your friend?
He's claiming that it was an actual bear.
Really? No shit.
He says that there was a bear that snuggled with him and kept him warm all night long. And and there have been stories about this in the past where bears have
I've never heard of this before.
taking care of little kids because they're like it's not a threat, or maybe they feel like parent, like a mama. That's why they call them like mama bear. And
it was more like an appetizer.
Yeah, just like a quick scoop of something. But that's my point. Was it just this kid like making something up, seeing something? It was a religious kind of small town, and they were like, well, this was just the Lord showed him a signal of a bear and kept him alive. And
or that weird guy that keeps showing up in the town. Nobody knows who he is.
Or he's like the Bigfoot.
Yeah.
The big hairy kind of creature.
Yeah.
Just...
Sasquatch. No.
So, PETA, do bears have the capability to mother or parent or guard, if you will,
a 3-year-old,
small children in this situation? Or do you think this kid's full of shit?
I think this kid might be full of shit myself.
You're going with that?
But I'll defer to Nikki on this one.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen weirder things. I mean, monkeys taking selfies, right? Why would a bear maybe just decide, it's in my type of food? I'm going to go ahead and...
I don't have any dipping sauces, so we'll go ahead and just keep you warm.
So, all right. You heard it here. Trey's saying bullshit.
Bullshit.
He's saying this 3-year-old is full of shit.
Exactly.
All right, let's move on to Butthurt comments. What do you think? Do you want 2 or 1?
Depends on how good the one is.
The one's pretty good. This was in response to a video that we posted about Joe Biden being old.
Loved it.
And it wasn't even our video. It was something that fellow Biden, not haters, because we try not to say hate, but we definitely are not a fan of his, got together and have made this thing go crazy, and it's viral. And we posted it, and it's just about the White House being a retirement home.
Right.
And it showed him like eating his ice cream and like, getting care and all this stuff.
Has anybody ever verified if he knows that he's the president of the United States?
Yeah, he may not even, yeah.
He may think he's on a field trip or something.
This woman here, MS capital LBN, so it looks like Miss Lesbian.
LBN?
But LBN, lesbian, anyway. MSLBN, I'm going to call her out. She says, this is some Trump bullshit.
Some Trump bullshit.
Nowhere in the video mentioned Donald Trump. Nowhere did we mention Donald Trump. We've said it multiple times on the show, which obviously she doesn't listen, and that doesn't surprise me.
Maybe it's because
we're not a Trump podcast.
We're throwing hate at Biden.
So that's my point. So it's got to be one or the other.
What if we were Kamala Harris fans and we're throwing hate at Biden?
Yeah, or
that would really screw her up right then.
Yeah, maybe. What if I had just
Is that her name, Kamala?
That's how I should have. Yeah, something like that.
Okay,
yeah, that's correct.
I guess I just threw that off.
No, that's correct. She said, "This is some Trump bullshit. It's very disrespectful. He's the United States president."
Yeah, but he doesn't even know he's the United States president. So
tell me that Donald Trump, as the United States president, was treated with full respect.
Right, that's true. Yeah.
Give me a break.
When's the last president we've had that's been treated with full respect?
Obama, no one is treated with respect. Don't throw that at us. But the way she put it was, he's the president of the United States until you try, in all caps, try to vote him out.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, but she had 3 laugh faces, so she's serious.
I can't even imagine his own party wants to keep him in.
I don't know if they do. I think they're really, really figuring it out, and that's where Tay should come in and take care of business. But people actually, what I liked about this one is that people came on and kind of called her out. At least Trump can complete a damn thought. Biden sucks. I'd rather have video. I mean, it was just like, and then what BS? These are real videos, and that wasn't a real video.
That's pretty funny.
The banter's funny, and of course, she's not taking it. It's what this ends up being is everybody saying this is the lesser of the two evils. I mean, it's what she's saying. She goes, "You only have two choices, so why not President Biden?" Well, that's great. I'm so proud of our country for why not this guy? Because this guy I don't like,
right?
And honestly, we probably are going to do that. I mean, I'm so against Joe Biden being the president that we have to go the other way. And if it ends up, so it becomes a lesser of the two evils, in my opinion, if we go that way. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens in the next. We have some debates. We have rallies. We may go to some rallies.
What they say, these are the two oldest gentlemen to run for office or run for the presidency since the last time they were running against each other.
Oh, great. Let's change the law and do this thing again in 4 years. Let's just keep doing it until they're like,
God Almighty.
Do our decathlon. If you haven't listened to a couple shows ago, Trey and I introduced a presidential election decathlon where each Trump and Biden compete. Someone
amazing.
Will die at some point if we do this decathlon. But that was one of them, and okay, fine. But the Trump bullshit thing got me. I was like, we haven't mentioned him at all,
right?
And you gotta throw that at us. This other one's kind of stupid. I mean, we give Tay a hard time, Taylor Swift, and we say, hey, why is she being defended? Why is this? Why is that? And this guy comes on again, no picture, just the letter C, and he says, I hope you can recover from this and it doesn't ruin everything. We were just talking about how the reason we're not pissed. We're just kind of annoyed by all the hype.
Yeah.
Taylor and Travis couldn't even have 5 seconds in the middle of the field after the Super Bowl without it being scripted. And I just responded. I said, well, we're just having conversation. Like, did you feel the need to tell us this? Like, I said, why don't you record your intimate moments on camera? Oh, wait, never mind. We don't. So
leave the poor guy. That might be Biden right there.
Yeah, maybe Joe. So those are the two kind of butthurt ones for tonight. There is a good one, though. And, about our decathlon, I can't remember if I already talked about this, but we talked about doing a go-kart race, right?
Right.
And we were laughing because Biden would just kind of be
in circles
early on and not go anywhere. And Trump, that'd be the one event I think that he probably just flies.
Wind and just hair in the wind.
Hair's got the
flipping everybody off.
He just goes. I mean, he'll crash halfway because he thinks he's a badass.
Yeah.
And he goes too fast. But until that point, and Biden's still going in circles.
Yeah.
And this guy goes, it'd be like Mario Kart.
Yes.
And I said, yes. I said, how funny is the idea of like a little Trump character and a Biden character, and Trump has the turtle shells.
Yes.
He like drops them and Biden does the spin and Trump zaps the lightning.
Yes.
All that.
That would be great.
And I thought, although he said, meanwhile, Trump looks like Bowser and he doesn't move very fast because he's fat. So he got a shot at Trump.
Yeah.
But the point is we're giving shots at both of them.
Right.
So I thought I gave a good comment there. So those are the butthurt / nice comment of the week.
I tell you what, if they could pull that together, my God, that would be amazing.
Well, it's not they, it's us, because we have it on record. So anybody steals this,
It'd be amazing for us.
I just don't. Obviously, there's no way they'll agree to it. That's the problem.
No, not at all.
Is there? I think Trump would.
You think so?
He'd be like, I'll do anything. I'll do it the best, and I'll kick Joe's ass.
Yeah,
I mean,
I can see that. Yeah,
we could say anything. We could tell him go fish. I'll bring it. I'm the best go fish player in the world.
Yeah. Uno. Yeah.
Joe will be like, I don't know how to play go fish. What? What's go fish? Uno. There you go.
Or Joe.
So, I don't know if I'd call him a colleague because he's on television, and we're not television. We're video, but we're not TV, right, Trey? So, but Jon Stewart, did you hear Jon Stewart is back?
Yes.
Doing his show on Comedy Central. Jon Stewart went on there, and this guy, I don't agree with him in a lot of things, but he does what he does really well. He's funny. He'll make a joke and just kind of get me, and I'm just like, I want to be like, fuck you, John, but I can't because he's a good dude. He tells it like it is, kind of like Bill Maher these days. I think Bill Maher's the same way.
Yeah.
But Jon Stewart goes on there and he does a show, and both sides after the show were like yelling at him, both sides. And
really?
He goes, I just did a 20-minute show, one show, and that's all it took. And he said people were coming at him saying, this Keith Olbermann, if you remember him.
Yeah.
He used to be, I think, with Dan
ESPN,
Patrick on ESPN.
Sports Center. Yeah.
Now he's on MSNBC, and he's a jackass. And it's not like Charles there, my man, Barkley, you jackass. He goes off the rocker, and he said, it's been 9 years since Jon Stewart was here, and it needs to be 9 more that he's gone. And but because he was making age jokes for Biden. Again,
Aren't they
Biden.
old?
Biden is old.
Both
yeah.
of them, yeah.
Well, but Trump's 4 years younger, I think, still. But still old.
Yeah.
But he made a joke about both, and neither party liked it. Both parties. So Trump's niece Mary got on and said, this whole both sides are the same rhetoric, which we say all the time, both sides are idiots and are the extreme part of it. Let's meet here kind of and let's talk about the issues. Both sides are the same rhetoric is bullshit. She didn't say bullshit, but she just said this is nonsense.
Yeah.
And that was Trump's niece Mary. And so he finally gave up, and he looks up and he gave a great quote with sarcasm. He goes, "I suppose democracy dies when you have a discussion." Yeah, because that's what we always say. Let's just have a discussion. And so what he does is he does a whole bit about giving. Did you hear about Tucker Carlson? We talked about that.
Yes,
we talked about the interview, didn't we?
Yes, with
God,
Putin.
Lost track.
Yep.
We talked about the Putin interview, and so he gives Tucker a hard time about that. And have you seen Tucker?
Yes.
Like, have you watched him enough to know like how he talks?
Well, I saw a little bit of that video
when he interviews. He has this. It's like a very unique, like look on his face.
Yeah.
When he's questioning people.
Yeah.
And Jon Stewart, who again, funny guy, and I don't mind Tucker Carlson. Look, do your job, and he's killing it. He's having success. Okay, great, do your job. If you don't like him, you don't like him. I don't have a problem with him. I'm not saying that I think he would be our best president or anything, but he goes. His look on his face when he's interviewing looks like a combination of shame, arousal, and irregularity. It was like. And he said it looks like
arousal and
it looks like he's constipated while jerking off to a Sears catalog.
Holy shit!
And it was just funny because they kept showing the picture while he was saying it, and it was really funny.
Oh, constipated while he was jerking.
And Tucker does have that, and I like it because it's just like when he's talking to people that he thinks are just so out there, and I don't always disagree with him, that are just like way out there.
Yeah.
He's just looking at him like, are you real? Like, is this a real person? You know? And he has that look. So he gave him a hard time. Did a whole bit about Tucker and Russia. Tucker went over. You watched this. You saw that he went over to Russian subways, Russian grocery stores.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie to you, those subways.
The subways were pretty immaculate.
They look pretty nice.
Wow.
And he made a joke about the New York City subways being made in like 1920 from urinal cakes,
yeah,
something like that. So he was given the U.S. our time, which is fair enough because our subway sucks. But there are a lot of other things in this country that don't suck, and a lot of things in Russia that do. And that was his point. Is he was claiming Tucker was making it out to be like Russia was this fantastic place to be, and I don't think that's what it was. I think Tucker was saying, we should be able to have this too.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I won't get into the exchange rates and what he claimed for the groceries and all that because I don't care.
Yeah.
Honestly. But Tucker's just getting killed for doing this interview.
Why is he getting killed though?
Yeah,
it was just an interview.
We went through that when we talked about it. And Jon Stewart, this is the one thing I didn't really agree with him on. He said the reason that Russia has now become an ally, which I don't like that word in this context, to the right, which is conservatives, which is anti-Biden at this point.
Gotcha.
It's because it's become a woke versus unwoke. Meaning the left is very woke, everybody's all inclusive, very woke, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then if you're not woke, that means you're unwoke. There's no middle, which again we disagree with. And he's saying that Putin likes the people that are against wokeism because he's a dictator. And it just seemed very like it's not true, but it's the way that Jon said it. I guess it made sense to him, and I just don't agree with it. I think it's bullshit. I think Putin's just going to say what he's going to say, and we can sit here and I'll say it again. Just because we enjoyed watching an interview with this guy doesn't mean all of a sudden we're like, high five Putin.
Right.
Trey and I are now staying the podcast Putin edition. Like,
yeah.
No.
Putin.
Little what are we? Little stay in the gray?
Yeah. Not Lil Putin.
And Lil Putin. And, that guy's an asshole. But we also happen to think that Zelensky's kind of an asshole, too. He's done some stuff for Ukrainian president. So
I was about to say, does he play for the Red Wings? Or
yeah. There is a guy that's close to that. Does pretty good.
Okay.
But he, the president of Ukraine, he doesn't have clean slate. And everybody acts like you have to choose. Have you noticed that these days?
Oh, yeah.
You got to choose. If you don't support Ukraine fully, you must be a Putin lover.
Yeah.
And if you even say one thing that's positive about Russia, then how dare you hate the United States,
exactly.
You hate Ukraine. And the Americans shouldn't have to pick between Ukraine and Russia, Putin and Zelensky. If pressed, you probably go Zelensky because Putin has kind of proven himself to be more of an asshole. Again, lesser of two evils.
Right.
But to sit here and just like fly your Ukraine flags and say that it's bullshit. And I'll stick with that. I don't believe that this thing would go very far into Europe. Everybody's worried that Russia. Come on, it's all propaganda, in my opinion. Do you have anything on that?
No, that sounds about good.
Yeah. We went off a little bit on that again, but the one thing that Jon Stewart said it was good, and then we'll move on from Jon Stewart. By the way, congrats on being back. I hope people don't force you out because
already, yeah.
He's like, I did one show, and that was the funniest part.
Everybody's
of the whole bit.
pissed, yeah.
And his look on his face kind of looks like it's like I didn't even what just happened, and it was great. And I need to look and see how his second show went, but. He said this is really good. I like this. He said, what's crazy is thinking that we are the ones as voters who must silence the concerns and the criticism of the candidates. It's the candidates' job to assuage our concerns as voters, not the voters to just not mention them. So
right.
Basically, in other words, it's not up to us to kind of like push concerns aside. And wait. It's up to the candidates to do this to get them out there. Or I'm sorry. I think I reversed it. It's up to the voters to say hey and call you out.
Right.
It's not. We're not waiting for you to do it. I think that's what he meant.
Right.
You get the point. But I thought that was good, and so I like Jon, and I'm happy for him, and we'll move on. I feel. Has there been a show where I've said less than 35,000 words?
I heard the term word salad the other day. That's pretty funny.
Sure. I wonder who you thought of. Yeah. I'm sure we have a great segue from Tucker Carlson, Ukraine and Russia, Jon Stewart, into something else.
Yes.
Take me there.
Maybe you should take me to a spa after listening to that.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Or deal.
I'm intrigued.
So,
A spa, is it a certain spa?
oh, absolutely.
Ooh,
So
where is it at?
it's in New Hampshire, Atkinson, New Hampshire.
Atkinson, New Hampshire.
Roughly
Okay.
7,000 people.
Oh, so it's a big metropolis.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
a day spa out there that basically gives adults the chance to be a literal baby.
Okay. You can't be a literal baby, right?
It operates exactly how it sounds, Ryan. It's a place where adults with this sort of need for baby-like experiences can let it all hang out unjudged.
What?
And it goes into their services. It says it includes a virtual play date that goes for $200 an hour.
Well, it depends on the play date. Go ahead.
And an all-day diaper B&B experience that provides baby pampering for $1,500
$1,500 for and you
for
get
the whole day.
you get a day of pampering.
What is a baby pampering
What does a baby
experience?
want? Yeah, what does a baby want? I can't even believe we're talking about this, but what does a baby want for all day that you would pay $1,500 for? Like
Is there breastfeeding or is there,
that is thinking outside the box, and that's why you're on this show.
you know? Are they going
Do
to
you
powder
get
your
Do you
butt?
get to choose the it's like a store? Like I want
which bottle?
I want I'm just gonna drink milk all day.
Yeah.
That's
leave my diaper off too.
I don't need that thing. It's not about the diaper for me
At all.
But are you changed? Can you take a dump in your diaper and have people change it?
Oh,
I'm just saying, but that's part of a baby experience.
you think you could do that?
Well, it says full baby, right?
Would you? I mean, I'm just saying right now.
Oh, you're saying if we went to the spa.
If we went to the spa, do you think you could drop a deuce into a diaper?
A better question is, do you think we're actually going to go to the spa?
Probably not.
We should.
Not at that much.
We should.
I can't afford $1,500. I just have to be the creepy guy that looks through the windows.
All right. How about if we can get listener donations?
There we go.
$1,500 a piece. We will take footage of Trey and I at the baby diaper spa resort in
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. What else? Breastfeeding, diaper changing.
Powder butts.
I mean, you don't
Think
get
they'd wash us in a
massage.
sink?
Yeah, probably like a wash, body
Bathe
wash.
and sing. Oh, that could be fun. So bottles or breastfeeding and bathing.
I would like to see what these people look like.
Yes.
That not only go there but work there.
Work there, yes.
It might change my decision. I mean,
So there
Okay.
is somebody that's actually opposed to this.
oh well, yeah, good, because I'm probably opposed to it.
This young lady's name is Riley Kylo,
Okay.
and she is known as an ABDL proponent.
ABDL.
Adult baby diaper lover.
So she loves adult baby diapers.
So she's all for this, but not the way this particular day spa is actually, or diaper spa, I should say, is actually running things.
Oh, she thinks this is like shady.
So she supports this movement when done correctly. In this case, however, she thinks the diaper spa owners screwed the pooch, and basically in the way they're executing their vision, even though the heart is in the right place.
Their mission statement isn't up to par.
She says that things are a little misguided when it comes to this diaper spa, including where it actually is. Said it should be more into like a big city where you'll probably find more people that are looking for this type of experience as opposed to a small town that frowns upon it.
And these people have to go there.
Yeah.
And their town is, you realize that their town now, if I hear Atkinson, New Hampshire, that's what I'm going to think of.
Exactly.
And is this kind of her problem is like, look, this is being done. It should be done where it blends in.
More diversity, more acceptance.
It blends in. Yeah. I don't know how I feel
shit.
about this, Trey. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't. If we have an opportunity and somebody said we'll send you there and let's go as part of the show and we'll film it and we'll put it out there for people to see, I don't know. This is one of the times normally I'd be like, yeah, dude, let's go. I don't know. This one's kind of weird.
Do we bring our own diapers? Or do they provide the diapers?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what if we like a certain brand?
I mean, do we walk through the door, just get butt naked, you know?
Where are our diapers?
Where's our diapers? And I'm hungry.
Lead me to the nearest milk.
Yes. And bathe me.
You give you your bottle and you're like, nope.
Nope.
And I feel a little dirty. I need that.
I want it. I want the milk directly from the cow.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to interview somebody that really and truly seriously likes this and that wants to go. So if anybody is listening for some strange reason, either knows somebody or is that person, please write us at stuff@stayinthegravepodcast.com or any of our social media, because we really, and we won't, well, probably a little bit, but we're not going to like completely laugh, just a little.
Completely laugh.
Because I really do want to know.
This Riley Kilos, they've got a picture of her and she's in a baby diaper with...
She's got a diaper on.
Oh, yeah. She's got a legit diaper.
Is it like kind of hot? Is it?
Nope.
No. Okay, I didn't know if it was
She seems like the type that if you fell asleep, you might not wake back up with everything.
Oh.
She seems kind of creepy.
Oh, please let me meet her.
Sorry, Riley.
Maybe she would be good for Indigo.
Oh,
our star at the beginning.
That's a very good possibility, the way she looks, yeah. Ugh.
God, our fucking segues, dude. We're going to go from adult diaper spa to
what?
I'm actually going to take a pause because I don't want to laugh about it.
Oh, okay.
I'm just laughing at the transition, and maybe we should have rethought the order of how we did this
operations.
This is about another shooting, unfortunately.
Oh shit!
And it was at Lakewood Church in Houston, Texas.
Okay.
So down the highway a few hours.
Heard about this on the news the other day.
You did, okay. And I think a lot of people might have, but I didn't hear about it as much as I hear about some of the other ones. This is Joel Osteen. He's like big time. I mean, I think 14,000 people go to the sermons.
That's crazy.
And so there's a woman, biological woman, named Janess Moreno, who apparently also identifies as Jeffrey Escalante, which is an interesting.
Had to change the last name?
Sounds fake. She changed her last name. And identifies as a man as well, is what people are claiming. And of course, you've got the other side going, no, she just uses a. Okay, look at her picture. It's somebody trying to be not a woman, if you will.
Another Indigo fan.
Yes, it's what's the
Arab?
Arab. There it is, or whatever it is. This is a migrant from El Salvador.
Okay.
Apparently, she walked up to the church with a trench coat, a long gun, which I'm assuming is a rifle, and her 7-year-old now established that it was her son.
Oh shit!
And they walk in, and she used her son as a human shield.
Are you serious?
As she raised her gun, and right then and there. I don't care if you're trans, I don't care what you are. You do that, and rot in hell.
That's terrible.
I mean, I just want to know what the 7-year-old. I mean, what poor kid going through his head. Like, what did this person convince the 7-year-old this was for some good cause? Or
what sucks is I know she was probably trying to shoot as many people as possible, hoping that nobody would fire back because of that child in front of her.
Well, sure. Or if they did,
terrible.
Well, if they did, it wouldn't be her that was hit. Also, and sure enough, 2 undercover cops that were at the service, who were carrying, shot this person dead, and unfortunately got the child. Wow. In the head. Now the child was alive, and I need to look. This was a few days. This is 4 or 5 days ago, so I don't know what's happened with the child yet. I don't know if the child passed, but
did they kill her?
The boy was it was a boy. Oh yeah, she's dead.
They did get her. Okay.
Yeah, the boy's in critical condition, and there was a 57-year-old man who was shot in the hip by the rifle, and that was it. unfortunately, that's all the damage she did. But it goes to this whole thing again. I mean, I know these were undercover police officers, but these guys are carrying, and they're in church. And guess what? What if nobody had a gun in that church?
Right.
And this person with a rifle walks in there, and one guy that's injured in the hip, don't want him injured, but it could have been
a lot
15,
worse.
20 people dead instead of one guy injured in a hip. And I get the other side of it. This is not going to turn into a gun conversation, but I thought about it. It made me think about it. The one thing that I do have to mention, and some people will be butthurt by it, and I don't care, but the words "Free Palestine" were on the gun.
Why though?
Well,
I don't get
this
that.
was a person that was obviously just gruntled over the fact that this country seems to be funding Israel. I mean, it's the same thing. It's what anybody that's pro-Palestinian has a problem with, and they're lashing out. It's a Christian church, and the Palestinians are Muslims. So
Wow.
I don't know why you wouldn't go to a mosque like a Jewish church, but nonetheless, Free Palestine was sitting here on the gun, and this is getting crazy. This Palestine, this whatever, this is our country. This isn't our deal over there,
Right.
and it's happening here.
And we're not even involved with any of that over there, right? We're not sending troops over there. The only thing we're doing is we're sending aid.
Yeah,
Or-
no, we don't have any. Not to my recollection. I don't think we don't have troops over there. We don't have troops in Ukraine either, but we're sending them
Billions.
billions and billions. I mean, this is upwards of 100 billion now. Don't even get me started on.
Sorry.
No, I'm just saying, like Ukraine. I just feel like there's a lot you look around at here and you go, things could be a little better if our country would, how about 20 billion to Ukraine,
Right. And 50 to Hawaii.
yeah. When the fires and all that. It's very frustrating for me, and then people are like, you just don't get it. We have to stop Putin. We have to stop. That's their big thing. Stop Putin. If Putin wins that war against Ukraine, who, by the way, no one can probably even fucking point out on a map here that lives here, it all of a sudden that is a pipeline to Europe, and he's going to start World War III and take over if he gets Ukraine.
No shit.
No, that's what people are saying.
You got me. You threw me off.
No, that's what people are saying. That's what they're worried about. That's why we have to stop him. He's claiming, Putin in the interview, it's his land that dates back 2,000 more than that years that belongs to Russia. And that it's a land dispute, kind of like the Gaza Strip is a land dispute.
Gotcha.
And so people are sitting here going, well, if he gets them, then he'll go to Poland, then he'll go to so-and-so, and it'll be like a Hitler all over again. Well, there's been nothing that's been said or nothing that's been established that's true,
Right.
other than assumptions. And maybe he does have that in his mind, but that doesn't mean that we need to sit here like give all of our money to. Let's not get into it.
You started it.
I did, but it came from the whole Palestinian Israeli thing with this gun. I mean, this shooter goes in, doesn't know if she wants to be a man or a woman, uses her child as a shield, and says "Free Palestine" on her gun. It doesn't sound like a real well kind of mentally put together person
At all.
and that's, you're seeing more and more of that. In fact, I'm not saying there's a trend, people, so everybody calm down. I've already seen the backlash when people say stuff like this, but there are quite a few of these shooters that are claiming to either be trans or non-binary. Colorado Springs, Denver, Aberdeen, Nashville. All of these shootings that have happened in the last little while all have something in common.
Wasn't the one in Allen also a transgender
I believe so.
person?
I believe so. Allen, Texas shooting. I don't think that was big enough, I guess, to make the list. This is just a small list, and that's what they're saying is it's. And if they're bullied, and that's, we talked about this before with bullying, dude. You said you were bullied when you were a kid,
Right.
I can't imagine that because you're just a stud.
No.
When you were a little kid, and I did the bullying, so I was probably no. Kids got bullied all the time.
Yeah.
And guess what? They showed up the next day, and you ate lunch at the same table with the.
Yeah, you may end up in a fight, but then guess what? The next day, you're either friends or you moved on.
You play ball together, and maybe the dorky kid that you beat up in the locker room, he sucks, but he's still on the team.
I didn't suck.
He's still on the team. He's still, answering the questions in the front of the class. That guy. Yeah. But these people weren't shooting schools up. These people weren't confused on whether or not they wanted their penises,
right?
Or whether they wanted a penis.
I
mean, there could have been people back then that might have been like, "What would that be like?"
I'm sure.
There's nothing wrong with wondering.
No.
But to truly want it at a high school age is whatever. So there's a difference now, and it's, in my opinion, this unnecessary support for kids being willing to choose what identify as whatever.
Right.
That to me is not healthy, and it's not mentally stable. And I think that you're seeing not just shootings, because there's plenty of shooters out there that aren't trans, that
right.
are whatever. They're what they call cis. We've talked about that. Regular old straight males, most of them white. And that's out there. I'm not denying that, but you're also seeing a little bit of oh hey, these trans people are it's almost like this is our justification. And that sucks. And we need to focus on the mental aspect.
Absolutely.
And that's what you've always said.
Yep.
So it's too bad. The only one I feel, 57-year-old man, he's probably a big old tech. He hit me in the hip, motherfucker. But the only one that
I can't get in my truck.
Yeah, the only one I worry about really, honestly, deep down is that kid.
Yeah.
I hope that as we speak, he's not passed, but
well, I hope she didn't fill him up with crazy information. If he does live, is he going to grow up hating?
Well, hopefully he's young enough that people can still reach him. He can see that that's not true. Hopefully. But if I see anything about the kid, I'll mention it on the next show. But
please do.
I will. Real fast. I always say real fast. Is it ever really fast?
Never, no.
I saw this and I thought it was interesting. You want to introduce this? Because you and I were talking about this before the show. And how it might be uncomfortable to talk about, but I think it's necessary to talk about. So do you want to lead in with your feelings on this?
Yeah, I guess. So it was brought to my attention that I guess there was a
threw you under the bus,
quote unquote, Black National Anthem that was sung at the Super Bowl.
Right.
I had never heard of a Black National Anthem before.
Sung first, by the way.
I didn't realize that. No, okay. Yeah. So it was brought to my attention that it was heavily booed while what I thought was just the national anthem,
correct,
was sung by Reba and everybody cheered. So I guess my first question is, when did it become a need for a quote unquote Black national anthem? I don't understand that. What did we do wrong with the national anthem
there's not a need for it?
Okay.
Right.
That's my question. I just don't. And I was looking up the song, and it's a song that's been around since the 1900s.
Right.
And it was just embraced to unite Black Americans.
Right. Okay.
So I'm confused.
And that makes sense at the time, especially if it was in the earlier 1800s, early 1800s during slavery. Earlier than that, even when you started seeing ships come over and things like that to the Caribbean islands, and way long ago. And you heard songs. There's plenty of songs that are considered Black songs. During the Harriet Tubman years, there were tons of them that they would sing. They would sing while doing work together, and it was ways to unite. So it's not about uniting. It's not about having a song like this for Black people. But that's all it should be. I mean, this is a song in the 1900s when Black people struggled and went through a lot of discrimination. That the song was written to unite them, to help them. I hate to say unite. It's a song to comfort them, maybe to bring them together and let them know that, everything's okay. They're there for each other. The problem I have, not that you asked, but the problem I have with it is calling it a national anthem, because it is not the United States national anthem.
Right.
That's fact. The national anthem is the Star Spangled Banner,
Right.
which is not assigned to any race.
Right.
This is not a white man's song. This is everybody who's an American song.
Aren't we supposed to be a melting pot?
That's what I thought. I thought that's what black people wanted also. And that's why it's really frustrating to me. And it's of no surprise. I'm not surprised it was booed. And a woman named Andra Day sung it, and it was booed. And I guarantee you, if they switched singers, if Reba sang the Black National Anthem and Andra Day sang the National Anthem, I'm sorry, Reba sang the Black Song. I'm not going to call it the National Anthem, but they announced it as such, they would still be booed. I don't care if it was Reba, because everybody's sick and tired of this. I'll make this point and then I'll let you go on, because I know this is something that's uncomfortable at times to talk about race, but we're going to talk about it. It has to be talked about. My point is simple. Black people have been wanting and asking and begging everybody to hear them, to listen to them, to, whether it's Colin Kaepernick kneeling, whether it's whatever, whether it's the George Floyd incident with all these police incidents, have been begging to be heard, to be equal, to be united, to be have a fair shot at life, to be everything that anybody else can do. And then they want to go and sing a song called that they're calling the Black National Anthem, which basically segregates themselves from everybody.
Right.
The Asians didn't get to do a song. They didn't get to go in there and start doing some, why not do the Korean national anthem? Why not do and those are countries. But it's not like the Native American Indians came in and said, hey, we're going to do ours. And
yeah.
Why are we doing just something called the Black National Anthem when that's not the national anthem? If you want to do this, if it's Black History Month, I feel like it's always one of those. If you want to do it because of that and call it like we're going to do a song that unites black people because of that, great. But as soon as you call it the Black National Anthem and you do it before the regular, the real national anthem, you're going to have issues, and everyone's going to get angry, and that defeats your whole point.
Yeah, and I wish we had somebody here that could answer that question for us as far as what was the need for it, where did we go wrong with the actual national anthem to where black people feel the need to call it their Black National Anthem. And I mean, we're in our 40s, and I've never heard of this before. We watch sports all the time. I've never heard of this before. So I don't know why now. And I don't think we've been living under a rock. So,
well, it's recent ever since all the race stuff started with, I believe it started with Obama and
but this is the first Super Bowl that
I don't think so.
That's the first time I've heard of it. Have you heard it before?
I think I've heard it before tonight. They've done it at other games.
Interesting.
Whether it may be the NBA or I'm thinking of something, but I've definitely heard them do it before, and it got the same reaction.
Yeah.
And it's not, and of course people will come out, and I've stayed away from it, and I'm not going to be able to. But I'm sure there are people coming out going, see, everybody's booing black people. Well, give me a break. That's not what it is. And people with any intelligence know that. And so the bottom line is that is the national anthem. So you cannot sit here and just make your own.
Well, how does this not open up an argument for a white national anthem?
Well,
or is that already assumed that that's what that national anthem is? Is a quote unquote white national anthem?
I've heard black people claim that when they hear the national anthem, they immediately feel racism towards white people.
Gotcha.
Why is that okay? I mean, it's we call it reverse racism, and people say there's no such thing. You can't be white. You can't be racist to white people. It's bullshit.
Gotcha.
And so this is one country. You want to unite. You want us to listen to you. Don't try and sing some bullshit national anthem, which isn't real. Sing the real one with us. Hold hands. Put our arms around each other. And let's do this thing.
Right.
That's my thought. The national anthem needs to be the focus. And then then announce, hey, it's Black History Month. Let's do this song to honor our Black brothers and sisters, our Americans.
Right. Americans, exactly.
And I don't know why that's so hard to understand, and I don't know why we should feel guilty for talking about it. And that's exactly what it was. Tonight before the show, Trey and I we're trying to figure out a way to talk about this without feeling guilty, and that's wrong. And I didn't tell you I was going to say that. I just feel like you got to talk about it, and that's it. So
yeah.
I made my point.
You did.
If you you did too.
You absolutely did.
Do you have anything to add? I mean,
no. I'm just like I said. First time I ever heard about it, and I was just curious why the need. That's all. So
well, it was pretty apparent that it was booed, and then the national anthem was cheered, and I guarantee you that crowd is heavily mixed with race. And
absolutely. At a Super Bowl, absolutely.
People will disagree and say, "Well, the white people afford come on." I guarantee you look through that crowd and you'll see quite the diverse crowd.
Yeah. Coming
from all over the world. And one was booed and one was cheered. That should say something, and let's approach it. I don't think anybody's like, fuck that song, get rid of it for good. It's wrong place, wrong time, and don't call it that.
Right.
And let's come together. Done.
Got it. So let's go a different direction, have a little fun here.
Are you sure you don't want to continue to talk about race?
No.
Please, yes. Please, God. Let's move on.
So I found, I was looking through some man code rules. And
fun.
I found a top 10 list of man code rules. I thought I'd go through them real quick with you and see what you think.
Let's roll through them. We have just enough time for that. Let's do it.
So number 1, the remote rule. Thou shalt not hog the remote during sports events unless it's the championship game.
Okay. Oh, I don't. Okay, is this just between dudes or is this
just man code?
This man code. So between guys. So
between guys,
no women involved.
Right.
So if you're sitting at somebody's house,
so me and you are hanging out. The damn Steelers game is on.
Right. If it's championship game, you have no right to touch that remote. Is that what you're saying?
You can only hog that remote if it's a championship game.
So if it was at my house, I could hold it from you and say "fuck you"
if it's a championship game.
Otherwise,
we're switching to the Cowboy game every once in a while too.
Oh,
that's man code.
But what if I just hold the remote? Are you gonna battle me?
We're gonna battle.
Imagine just a couch,
shirts off. We're gonna roll around sweaty,
stick fighting with branches outside.
All right, number two, the nod acknowledgement. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
A nod is as good as a conversation when passing another man in the hallway. So as you're passing by, you nod. It's kind of like a "Hey man, how's it going?" type deal, but you don't really say anything.
I did that today, and I acknowledged it. I said that was a good nod.
That was a good nod.
I walked out of the grocery store with a coffee, and I looked, and this guy gave me a great nod. It was like, hey man,
how's it going?
It was like I knew his whole life.
Yeah.
Conversation. Boom.
Good to go.
There you go. So I know what you're saying.
All right, number 3, the grunt agreement. Grunts can convey complex emotions and thoughts. Use them wisely.
I don't grunt though. So give it. What do you think?
No, maybe not.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know that one. So
yeah, okay.
We're gonna have to look for that one.
We'll move on. Number 4. The food sharing pact. If a man offers you food, oh man, I shouldn't.
Oh, this one's tough. I can tell this.
I think I just broke the man code on this one.
I think yeah.
If a man offers you food, it's a sacred bond. You must accept and enjoy it, no matter how weird.
You have broken this rule, number 4.
Well, I broke it today.
Well, you broke it today, but you've broken it, I'd say, over 200,000 times.
200,000 times. Yeah, it's very possible.
Somebody's probably offered you something and you've said no because you...
What's in it?
Today, ladies and gentlemen, it was about onions. He wouldn't eat it because there were a few pieces of onions inside of this casserole. And my poor mom worked very hard on it, by the way.
Can't believe she cried while she was here.
Number 5. Geez.
The bathroom buffer, which I think I do this. Leave at least one urinal of space between you and another man when nature calls, unless it's absolutely unavoidable.
Yeah, I mean, if they're all full, I mean, except for one, you got to take that one.
So yeah.
I agree with that. I mean, I still am baffled when I'm in the bathroom and there's like 6 urinals and the guy
right next
to me, and he just kind of looks at you like
a little pat to the butt.
That's the one place the head nod is not acceptable.
Not acceptable. What about a grunt there?
No rule is acceptable.
The beard bond. Respect a man's beard growing journey. Do not ask about its length unless you're prepared for a lengthy discussion.
Oh, interesting. I've never heard that before. Is there somebody? Is it like the guys that have the really long beards, and you're like, man, what a beard you have? Because it's just annoying.
We have a mutual friend that we used to give a ton of shit to, and he actually shaved it.
Well, it's because stuff was growing in there.
Yeah. Well, he actually shaved it off during COVID, and then he grew it back out.
Oh no!
His wife made it shave it so he could fit the mask on his face.
He has a mask that's like a shirt.
Right.
Okay, I haven't heard that one before, but go ahead.
Number 7.
Yep.
The sportsmanship statute. Trash talking is mandatory during sports games, but it must be done with love and respect.
Okay.
Which I think we do.
You and I are good at it. Some people aren't good at it, and I've been known to have a little bit of a temper at times.
Just
over the years. I've gotten a little better, but to me, it's more about after the game. To me, it's and this would be a great if we were still doing, which we'll come back to every once in a while, the self-awareness segment we do. If my team, if you know me at all, you know how passionate I am.
A little bit.
As are you about sports.
Yes.
Your Cowboys and my Steelers and Penguins and all these teams that we love. We put a lot of time and effort into.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder why. If you text me 30 seconds after a heartbreaking loss and you're like, "Oh, that sucks, dude. Sorry." Fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Give me a little bit of recovery time. In fact, most people believe that at least 24 hours.
At least a day, yeah.
And our buddy, I guess I can say his name up north, Bubs, he understands that better than anybody.
Absolutely.
And he and I joke around about certain people up there that do it,
not.
That break the code, and we're just like,
yeah.
Has so-and-so texted you yet? And we're like,
yeah.
So anyway, that's good.
That's a good one.
I'm with it. Okay.
Number 8, the no cry clause, which this one's difficult for me. Tears are only allowed during sporting events, weddings, and the ending of The Lion King.
Well, the middle of The Lion King for me, when Mufasa dies. If anybody hasn't seen it, I apologize, but the dad dies. The ending, anyway. Weddings, really?
Weddings?
No, that's dumb.
What about funerals?
Yeah, what about funerals?
I've cried at funerals before.
To me, it's emotional movies.
Yeah.
You cried like a little bitch.
I cried during commercials. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
So those to me, like a good musical score, I think I've said this before, over a TV show or a movie gets me.
Yeah.
Where somebody's really going through something and you just have that perfect music. That gets me. But a wedding, I don't cry at people's weddings. I'm like,
what about those segments on ESPN, those My Wish segments with the children that are sick and they come on doing one of their dreams, those My Wish kids?
Yeah, I haven't seen those recently though.
No.
And those get me. Anything with children these days gets me.
Yeah.
And I'll tear up.
Pets too. You do something bad to a dog, I'm gonna bawl like a baby.
I'll tear up, yeah. And I think it's because we haven't had one yet with our kids. We haven't had a dog yet. I think I would at that point, but anything with children and babies now, like there was a show where a baby was close to not making it. It's just like all of a sudden you remember yours when it was born. And so those are mine, but fuck a wedding. And what was the first one? That's stupid. Sporting events.
Sporting events, yeah.
Cry?
Yeah. I mean, Like
Out
when the
of
Rangers,
happiness,
when the
yeah.
Rangers won the World Series, so
Yeah.
when the Mavericks won the NBA championship, I had a tear.
Pussy.
I had a tear.
I cried when the Penguins won in 09 and yeah, okay, fair enough. With championships, if you cry just because like someone got hurt or like,
No, well,
you didn't make that fourth down.
what about another loss? Another big loss in the playoffs?
Did you cry this year? Because
No.
you're used to it now.
Yeah.
All right. Next.
All right. The car code.
Okay.
The driver controls the music.
Right.
Passengers can request songs, but the final say is with the one behind the wheel.
Okay.
I completely agree with this.
There are a lot of people that don't agree with this, and one of them happens to be the writer of our song. He believes that he can sit there and take charge.
Nope.
In all fairness, it's been a little bit better, but you're right. If you're driving, you got your presets, you got everything. Okay. I'm in on that.
Unfortunately, my ex-wife did not believe in this rule. So,
well, if you're nice, like sometimes I'll look over at my wife and go, "What do you feel like listening to?"
Yeah.
And if she says something, I'll either say, "Well, no," or "Okay."
well, no.
Depending on what it is.
Yeah.
But it's still the rule.
My girlfriend currently says, "Oh, let me let you listen to this song. Let me let you listen to this song.
God.
Let me let you listen to this song." I'm like,
I wish people understood that we don't care. I already have a lot of songs I know. I would say thousands.
"What are you talking about, Ryan? I do care."
Oh, I'm sorry. You did. Right when you came tonight, you said, I'm so happy that she plays songs for me in the car.
Exactly. It makes my world so much better.
I literally know thousands and thousands of songs I've heard. I don't need you to sit here and I'm not going to remember it.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Anyway, was that it?
Number 10.
Okay, number 10.
The pizza protocol.
All right.
If a man orders a pizza, it's expected to be shared equally among friends. But the last slice always goes to the one who ordered. I did not know that.
I didn't know that either. It makes sense, and
Yeah.
I agree with it. Unless like that, what if the person that ordered it had like half
Yeah,
and like eats faster?
that's true.
But if everybody's kind of divvied it out and whatever, and there's one piece and you're kind of sitting there, I totally agree. But I've never actually implemented that.
No?
No.
Let me ask you, let me throw one on there.
Throw one on there. Roll.
Parking, pay for parking protocol. If you drive, your friend should pay for parking, no?
We talked about this one time where it's just a nice gesture to offer to pay for that, or gas if you're on a road trip or something like that.
Is that not proper
I don't
protocol?
know. I think that if the only option is to park somewhere where you pay, then maybe offer or say, hey, I'll get you a beer inside, or trade off somehow,
Right.
or something. But just a gesture to assume that the driver's paying.
Because I mean, I've done it plenty of times where I've been the passenger and I've paid for parking when I got there.
Now,
So,
if you get there and there are other options, and you're like, no, I want to park in here because it's inside,
I want a
it's
valet.
raining, or it's valet or something, that's different. But if it's literally kind of like, this is our option, guys, every parking lot's $20, then yeah, I mean, I think it'd be a gesture. Even if you tossed $5 in, just something.
something. Yeah.
That's my thought on that. So yeah, those are fun. Kind of a few I didn't know, but most of them.
Yeah, there was a couple in here, like the pizza one. I wasn't.
Most
I
of
wouldn't
them
wear
made
that
sense.
one.
Next time we're over and we have a pizza, you realize
You get the last piece.
that last piece is there. You better not go near that
It
shit.
means I'm gonna eat all the rest of it. You will literally have
you're-
only the last piece.
I come back from the bathroom. I'm like, what the fuck?
You got the last piece.
Pizza's gone.
Pizza protocol.
That's funny. But no, what'll happen is you have to try. I'm going to make 6 dishes,
With all onions in
different
them.
things of different collaborations, and you have to try them because that's gentleman code. That was like number 1, wasn't it? Or 3 or 4.
Yeah. And I broke that one today.
Yeah. My poor mom. She's probably still crying.
That was number 4, the food sharing pact.
Food sharing pack. I'm gonna pull that card out next time.
Gotcha.
All right. I'm gonna end tonight since we all know I have a very difficult time ending a show.
You do
I like to talk.
a little bit.
I like to keep going. Just in case there's something else deep down in there Whoa. That Trey or myself might have to offer you to make you laugh. Tonight, I'm going to start a tradition of just simply giving you a quote from somebody or something like that just basically sends us out. And something that relates to the show and something that relates to what we've been saying. Tonight is my man Ricky Gervais. And I like this guy. Do you know who I'm talking about? He's a British comedian.
Yes. I just got his face in my head, yes.
Did the Oscars, and he's one of those. Didn't he do that? A couple of shows. He's that guy that is who I want us to be. Say what's on your mind and tell everybody to quit being pussies.
We have to get a British accent in order to do that, don't we?
I wish we had an accent. Can we?
That would be cool.
Can you take like an accent class? You know how you can learn.
Possibly.
What are those? What are they?
There's a lot of actors out there that I didn't even realize were British. I didn't think they were from London.
Let's pick a random one, something, and then we'll learn and come. Anyway.
Okay.
Ricky Gervais, he tweeted this, and it just hit me. He said, "Please stop saying you can't joke about anything anymore," which admittedly we've done, Trey. You just can't joke about anything more. He goes, you can. You can joke about whatever the fuck you like, and some people won't like it, and they'll tell you they don't like it. And then it's up to you whether or not you give a fuck.
Yeah. Makes sense.
And so on. It's a good system. Makes sense to me. What I get out of that is if you don't like what we're doing, then I don't care.
Which
right?
I think that's where we have to be if we're doing this show, right?
That's where we're going to be. So guess what, everybody?
I mean, we care a bit, but...
But if you're unwilling to kind of get to a certain point and listen, then we don't care.
Exactly. I like that.
That's how we're going to end tonight's show.
All right. Sounds good.
Love you guys.
Later.
Here, just the facts and the fair. We look at both sides, do our best to compare. In this podcast realm where we compromise.
Hold on, we gotta wait for this guy to rap one verse.
Staying in the grave where perspectives intertwine. We seek the truth and the gray we define. In this podcast journey, minds open wide. Shades the truth on this impartial ride.
What instrument is that?
I have no clue. Do you think we should dress up with our diapers for...
Yes.
Yes.
What were you going to say?
Just for a show. I was just going to say.
Oh, for a show?
Yeah.
I thought you meant just for lunch.
Oh, you mean now?
Now or lunch or golf?
At any point. Oh, golfing would be fun, yes.
What color would you wear? Traditional white?
Traditional white.
Yeah,
maybe.
we got to go traditional white. All right, sounds good. We'll, you guys have something to look forward to.
Yeah.
See you later.
Later.
You in a diaper.